Last month we took a look at the channel called Woketown and their video which was supposed to convert us all to flat earthers. Clearly that didn't work, so I thought I'd take another look at his channel and see if I can find any more examples of him not understanding physics. And wouldn't you know, I found one. Hello everyone and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, Matt Long is back and he's using his expertise in tennis, yes, tennis, to prove to us that the Earth does not spin. Has he figured it out, or is it more misunderstanding from a flat earther? Matt, the floor is yours.
So I wanted to do a video on the spin of the Earth and how it should wreak havoc on a sport like tennis.
Havoc you say? Right, let's see, shall we?
Now, some of you may or may not know, I have a pretty extensive tennis background, played for about 25 years now.
But do you have a physics background?
Played in college, played some lower level pro stuff.
Yeah, but did you do some lower level physics stuff?
Even as recently as this last year when I traveled to Japan. I did a spoof video on this topic on Facebook a few months ago when I was playing a tournament in Vegas, but I wanted to go a little bit more in depth into it right now. So tennis players in general are extremely meticulous. They practice the same shots over and over and over in order to minimize the number of variables they're dealing with when they play their sport.
Couldn't agree with you more on that one. You only have to look at some of the world's best to see that.
Now, of those variables, they could be things like wind, they could be things like the speed of the court, humidity, altitude, even the brand of the ball will change the way a player may approach the way they prepare for a match.
Yep, no problem with that whatsoever.
And one of the ways that they do that is by changing the tension of the strings in their racket. So here's Roger Federer talking a little bit about it.
26, 27 kilos. Depending on the conditions of the speed of the court, how hot it is.
So it's not uncommon for Roger Federer to get 5, maybe 6 rackets strung after every match in order to have his instrument as precise as he possibly can.
This is a very large intro, isn't it, for his probably very weak argument?
Now, one of the things you'll never hear a tennis player talk about having to adjust for is the spin of the Earth. Let me explain.
Oh dear, Matt. Oh dear, oh dear. Come on then, explain.
Now, scientists and teachers will tell you that our lack of experience of a sensation of spin is a lot like tossing a ball in a moving car at a constant speed. But that's actually only half of the equation. It's more similar to tossing a ball in a car at a constant speed while going in a continuous circle like the Earth supposedly is. Much like this exaggerated example right here.
Exaggerated? I'd say if you drop a ball in a car that is moving in a circle, this is an example of inertia. The ball continues on the trajectory it was going whilst you in the car move off in a circle. So the ball appears to move sideways. When it comes to the deviation on the Earth's surface due to the Coriolis effect, we're talking about forces involved here that are nowhere near that of a car turning in a circle. Is that some intellectual dishonesty from you there, Matt?
So you can obviously see how the ball is affected by circular motion of the car.
Yes, which is not the Earth.
Now, I'm here on a tennis court, which is supposedly in a circular motion of its own, okay? This court is supposedly traveling about 1,000 miles an hour that way because of the spin of the Earth, okay? That comes out to almost 1,500 feet per second, or about 1 mile every 4 seconds. Now, that's in the horizontal direction. We're also moving in the vertical direction because of the circular spin of the Earth. Now, curvature math comes out to about 8 inches per mile squared. okay? Which means that in 4 seconds, like I talked about, we will have changed 8 inches up or down, depending on your reference point. Now, because of the squared relationship, that comes out to about a half an inch every second.
What are you babbling on about? How is the speed of the Earth's rotation related to curvature?
So, standing on this court right here, if the center line was your reference point, that means in 1 second, this side would be a ½ inch higher and that side would be a ½ inch lower. Here's an exaggerated example of what I'm talking about. So here's our tennis court, and as the Earth spins towards the east, you can obviously see how compared to the center of the court, one side goes down and one side goes up.
Sorry, hang on. Is he for real? I think... Right, 2 secs.
Ah, Simon Dan.
Creaky, hey, how you doing, my buddy? So you know Matt Long from the YouTube channel Woketown?
Oh yeah, the tennis guy.
Yeah, that's him. Have you seen the clip of his tennis court on a tennis ball thing?
I have as it goes, yeah.
Is he serious with that one? He must be joking, surely.
Well, yeah, of course there's a tennis court the size of a continent on the top of the Earth.
Yeah, I was just checking. Unbelievable. As you were, mate. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Hello, it's me. Yeah, he called me babe.
That was the worst. And I've seen a lot of flat earth demonstrations.
I'm going to try really hard. I want to be as honest as I can. I want as much of this water to stick to the surface of this basketball as I possibly can.
The worst flat earth demonstration I have ever seen. Amazing.
Yet I don't experience a difference playing on this side as opposed to that side, or if the court happened to be oriented east-west instead of north-south. And here's the thing, this phenomenon should be different depending on where you're located, because the Earth spins at different speeds depending on which latitude you're located on. Yet you don't hear about the Minnesota Golden Gophers tennis team going down and struggling against the Miami Hurricanes because the speed of the Earth is 40% faster in Miami than it is in Minneapolis.
First off, the deflection of the tennis ball caused by the Coriolis is minuscule anyway. Assuming that the tennis court is north-south facing, of course, then deviation is given by the following equation, where delta x is the distance travelled, omega is the angular velocity of the Earth, lambda is your latitude, and v is the velocity of the object concerned. Now, let's assume that the shot is travelling the length of the tennis court, which is 23.77 metres. We know that Minnesota is located at 47.2 degrees north, and we know the angular velocity of the Earth is 7.3 times 10 to the minus 5 radians per second. The velocity of a tennis ball when struck during a normal rally is about 100 kilometers an hour, or 28 meters per second. Now, putting all of that into the equation, we get a total deflection during the shot of 0.0011 meters, so basically 1.1 millimeters. Hardly something to worry about, is it? Now for our friends in Miami, putting all of that info into the equation, they get a total of 0.64 millimeters. What a huge difference.
In closing, Rafael Nadal can't go back out on the court until the labels on his water bottles are adjusted the way he likes it. Dominika Cibulkova can tell you where the tennis balls are from based on the way that they smell. These guys are unreal at what they do, and they are as tuned in as any athlete or scientist for that matter into the variables that affect their craft and their environment. And the spin of the Earth simply isn't one of them.
Yeah, we know, because the effect is so small you wouldn't see a difference. Oh, here we go, he's going to show us some skills. Ha! Blates hit the net. I bet that's why he cut it short. Bless him. Well, there we go. A thoroughly poor piece of reasoning from Matt Long there of the channel Woketown. Trying to use tennis to prove that we don't rotate. What will you come up with next? Trying to say we can't take a dump because the spin of the Earth means it will go all over the side of the toilet? Please. Right, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, all of you. If you enjoyed it, then please do like and subscribe. It'll be thoroughly appreciated. I have been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday for the return of the Numbers Guy. See you then.